Very shortly, they're going to be attempting to make the world's longest continuous lino print. The current record stands at 24.5 metres long. If this all goes to plan, it's going to be 33 metres long.
This shows just how hard it is to get a world record for the longest lino cut. Okay, so we know that that's too much rain. Okay, so...
Still a print.
Would that qualify?
No. Right now we were actually just getting out all the bits of lino that have come back from the various host cities, unwrapping them and seeing what we've got. It's in a way a bit like a game of consequences, that someone's drawn something and you've now got to see if it kind of, the body matches the neck kind of thing.
Oh no, that looks great. Right, so we've got the problem one to work on. I think we could make it work. We just need to shift the text and redo it underneath.
With it being a lino cut, everything's had to be drawn and cut in reverse into the lino. We've got one section back here where that's not quite worked out. So fortunately we've got a great team of people here today who are just recutting that, making it work, making it sit within the image as a whole. One of the rules for a Guinness World Record is it has to be a continuous image, so it's making sure it does flow as an image, and yet it's still got all the character, the incidental things that all the people who've worked with the host cities have contributed to it.
So this is a tiny version of the massive long 33 metre print. I came up with this idea that's very much the origins of rugby, leading through from the history, and with a quote that says, "We scrum for possession, run for the try zone, bleed for the team, and live for the game," ending with the trophy being raised at the end. So it was really to link the 33 metres, it's a massive length for a bit of lino, and the quote really anchors it together. So each print studio that had a section of the lino worked into it in their own individual ways, celebrating their own cities, but also celebrating the fact that we're hosting this amazing kind of event in England this year.
This is some of the drawings that the youngsters did on Sunday at Percy Park at the Festival of Rugby. They had the lino out in the open, and we just encouraged youngsters to come along and have a go at drawing.
We've had ours out here at Northern Print for studio users to work on. We've got students here from University of Northumbria helping in the final race to get it all together for Sunday. And it's a real sense of participation, everyone coming together to do something bigger than we could all do on our own.
I think on Sunday we're going to be able to do it. Even if the weather's bad, there's a sort of plan B, but it's all very well rehearsed, so I'm pretty sure we're going to do it.
This is worst case scenario, isn't it? It's happier, isn't it? Much happier. I have boys who play rugby, so I was down at Tyne Rugby Club and saw this thing with big rollers. I had no idea what it was, but I had wondered with lovely big rollers whether you could print with it. And Newcastle being a host city for the World Cup matches, it just seemed to fit, and the chance of celebrating the core value of rugby, or one of the core values of rugby, which is teamwork, by working together to do something bigger than any of us could do on our own, just seemed like a good fun thing to do.
Newcastle is one of those places where everybody does get together and get stuck in, and I think this is a prime example of that. A massive community involvement, loads of volunteers and loads of people working to one end to make something very special happen.
So many volunteers today from local clubs like Tynedale and Ryton Rugby Club have got involved in actually helping to produce the print, so that's been fantastic as well.
We were asked whether we would be willing to take part, and we just thought it'd be a great opportunity for the girls to do something different. They're all experienced rugby players, but they've never done anything like this before, and they've never pushed a scrum machine in the middle of the city.
I wanted to see that we'd have a really good cross-section of community rugby and really see how much rugby goes on in the region, not just when it's the World Cup, but all the time, every Sunday. So, you know, it's great to see the kids come down here, they're finished training, they're here ready to make a lino cut.
There must be 100 people who are giving up their Sunday afternoon to make this happen, and they're all following instructions very carefully. It has to be precise, and they're just all working together as a team and in harmony. It's fantastic.
So much of what we do is done in our building, you know, in the privacy of our studio. For the people who make prints and work in the studio, they get to see what happens. So to be able to take printmaking right out into the street, put it under people's noses, they're going about their day, going about shopping, seeing it happen in front of them, is a really good thing for us to do and reaches so many more people.
It's engaged people who I know who aren't normally involved in art and print, in getting involved in the sort of creative and community side of what goes on. And also it's engaged those people in the sports side. I think both are very big community events, so I think there's quite a lot for both sides to enjoy and get out of it and work together on.
It's a really interesting set of countries that are playing in the World Cup that I can't imagine putting together for anything else. So we've got a rugby ball shaped piece of lino, like a little cameo, from each of the competing nations, from artists, from students, from kids, from rugby players, that are also set within the lino, a bit like a jigsaw piece.
There's a few tweaks that are taking place with some of the lino that's overlapping, but hopefully all those snags have been ironed out and a little bit of inking still going on. Once the print is inked up, the lino is inked up, then the paper gets unfurled really carefully along the length of the 33 metres. After that, we have to put some softened boards down that have been packed with some foam to give it a bit of cushioning, and that helps push the paper down. And then rubber goes on top of that to give an extra protection layer. And then our Rhino rugby scrum machine will become pushed up very slowly, and with the pressure of that, hopefully it will grip to the ink and we'll get enough coverage coming off on the paper. I'm really hoping that we're going to get that world record. I'm pretty confident it's inked up well, the balls are in place. Who knows? Until the scrum machine starts going, I don't know what's going to happen.
1, 2, 3. And they're off. Come on, give them some encouragement here. Oh, they're going at a pace. Wow, that's a big heavy machine that they're rolling up here. This could be a world record in the making, folks. A world record in the making, right in the centre of Newcastle upon Tyne, one of the host cities for the Rugby World Cup. Mind your fingers, mind your toes. Here we go. We're at the end. We're at the end. Yes, indeed. They've done it. Give it a huge Bronx cheer, folks. A huge Bronx cheer.
I think, the history of printmaking is very sort of democratic anyway. It involves people trying their hand at cutting lino if they've never done that before, adding their own mark to the design. I think makes people feel that they've played a part in a sort of record-breaking event. So I think that's quite exciting, and everybody loves sort of being creative, so it makes them feel like they're involved, and it's always quite exciting when you see your work being revealed when the paper gets pulled back and you see the design that you've made there effectively playing a part in a bigger piece of work.
There we are, 33 metres of continuous lino print.
Oh, it's so inspiring to see so many different people's interpretations of the images and the lino and how it was cut. It was just beautiful.
It's been fantastic. It's been a real community spirit and a really good team effort.
A project like this fits in very well with the kind of ethos of the studio and what we're trying to do outreach-wise, and fantastic for the sport, fantastic for the World Cup, fantastic for everybody involved, really.
I think there's a lot of things that could have gone wrong, so I think we're all incredibly relieved that it has gone so well. Not only have we managed to make what we think is the world's longest lino cut, I think the other thing was amazing to see was just how beautifully it was printed, and once you saw it on the paper, what an incredible amount of work had gone into the image, the lino, the drawing, the cutting. Lots of kind of little quirky things, jokes, details, a real visual pleasure to look at.
So if the world record is verified, what a fantastic thing to happen during the Rugby World Cup here in Newcastle a world record will have been created. 33 metres long, continuous lino cut of beautiful artwork that will be seen around the world.
My final question is, can you just give me your thoughts on printing, what you know about printing?
As far as printing is concerned, apart from doing potato prints when I was a kid, I know nothing about it. So it's been fantastic to see the process and how it's worked and how something so simple as a lino print can create something so beautiful.